Hello. We're back for another make and take for our November 24 retreat. This one is from the paper or the collection Otterly Adorable. So it has these cute little otters on the paper. Some different cute little things. Um, you're going to see these papers being used. I'm not using necessarily the otter part of the paper. Um, but the backgrounds. So you're going to see these nice marble that look like water being used. So there's quite a few neat things in here with the Otterly Adorable. So those are the papers, or some of them. What you're going to find in your pack is you're going to have a piece of um, peacock, a lighter blue. You're going to have um, this color or this color. You're going to have this pebbled paper or this one with the seaweed and the fish on it. A little square of white, that's going to be for your otter. Some jewels. You're going to have a card and an envelope. And in the collection of the things, well, let me show you the stamp set. Isn't that a cute stamp set? You're utterly amazing. Love you lots. We're cute together. I think that's just really precious. That could be, husband, wife, mother, daughter. These are the thin cut or the die cuts. So you're asking, what is this? Well, I'm going to show you because that's what we're going to use on our card. So if you take a look at our card, you can see that these little seaweeds are popping out. They're actually cut in. So that line goes right here. So that's what we're going to be doing with those. As a matter of fact, let me make sure I have that piece in my collection here. All right. What's in there? Here it is. Ah, I knew it was somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to set that off to the side. What we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be using the die cut machine. Now we've used it to emboss with this in these. So we've used it to emboss, dry emboss. We've used it to cut and emboss. And now we're going to use it just to cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our card. This is actually going to be the background for this one. So I want to make it in there, but I have a little magnetic sheet with all of your pieces on it. So when you go to start die cutting, you can do this all kind of at one time. So I've got my little piece for my otter. I like some repositionable tape on there just to hold it on, especially these little pieces. So I'm going to get these together. This is the, I can't remember which blue, this balmy blue, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that one on there. Then I've got two pieces, these taller seaweed pieces. You can use like a green mint tape. I have some just repositionable Scotch tape. So those are all ready. And then what we're going to do, you see those? Okay, good. So all those different pieces, we're going to have to cut this circle. So this is, I think, a 3-inch circle. And again, I told you I like my grids because now I can kind of see approximately where this needs to go. I'm going to grab my repositionable tape and I can see if I have it somewhat in the right spot. So I'm just going to adhere it in a couple spots. Now, this piece is going to go somewhere along the bottom, and it's going to cut pretty close to the edges. So I'm going to just position it in just like that. So when I run this through my die cut machine, I can do this whole thing at one time, and I can put these on and run them at one time. So let's see what that's going to look like on the plates. All right. So I don't have the Stampin' Up machine, but I think it's very similar to what I have. I have a magic mat that I got through scrapbook.com, and I do like it. It's not necessary, but it is kind of nice. It's not magnetic or anything. So I'm going to create my sandwich and see how this just goes like that. So I can do one piece there, and then I can do another piece. So let me get those cut. All right, so I do have these pieces cut. So you're going to see how this works. This is a really kind of neat one. So look at that. I've got a couple different spots that I can put my stuff inside and out, around, and check it out. So it's going to go like that. Very cool, huh? All right. Before, I was thinking, man, how did I get this on there? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp my little otter. I'm going to use Memento black ink, and then I'm going to die cut him. So I'm going to stamp my otter on here. Oh, didn't stamp so well. And I've used it before, so you know, there's always a second side. All right, so we've got our otter stamped with Memento. All right, and then I'm going to clean off my stamp with my chamois. Okay. All right, now I'm going to reposition my little die cut on here. A little issue with my tape. If you, with a clear stamp, you could do this. You could make it work by die cutting first. With the red rubber stamps, it doesn't work. So let me cut out our seaweed grasses and our otter, and I'll be right back. All right, so they are die cut. Ready to go on our card. All right, so we've got this piece is done. Got that one. This piece is also done. A lot of times I will restick those pieces of tape right on the top of my die cut machine. So one came out and one didn't. There are these nice little holes just for this occasion. Our little pokey tool. Ooh. All right, so we've got those. We've got two of those and two of those. And then we've got our little otter. Right. So now, I mean, I probably should have done this first, but we're going to do it now. So I'm going to color my otter. And I used just the regular Stampin' Write markers. So the colors I used for him are Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, And I did use early espresso right here, but I didn't really like it. So I'm just going to recolor him again, this guy. And it showed on the different ones that, you know, he was kind of had this little like mustache that was on his whiskers here. That was a different color than the rest of him. So it was lighter. I don't know, I've seen otters in the zoo. Now this one is just um this is not an alcohol based marker, so it is just a water, so it will show all your different brush strokes and your strokes. And I just kind of came in here and did a little white patch or lighter patch on his tummy or her tummy. So go. All right, so that was crumb cake. Then I'm coming in with my pecan pie. And I'm just going to give that color in the rest of them. I'm using the brush side right now. So I'm just going to use careful kind of how my brush strokes are. And give his paws just a little bit more. Couple of go overs. I'm not going to give him those dark ones like I had before. That was like, ooh, maybe I should have tested that one out. But we're still going to use that early espresso. And you'll see where. So again, these are water-based. So color in the rest of its tail. So these have a different component. These do work on stamps, and that's what we're going to do this time, is we are going to use the early espresso to use on our stamping. I'm going to try and smooth that out a little bit. All right, so we've got our little otter. And what we can do is kind of lay out our card now. So I've got this piece on here. My little otter buddy is going to go right in here. This is just extra, so you can figure out how to color them kind of by there. These pieces are really fun because we can kind of now decide where we would like them to go. And you can tuck them in. You want them to tuck in, you know, high or low or wherever. Aren't they fun? And you can tuck those in. Okay, so the other thing that we need to do is we need to stamp your Otterly Amazing. So why I'm laying this out is so that we get everything on the way we want it, okay? So if we do our little otter, I'm going to take my early espresso, my brush side, and I am just going to cover my stamp, and it's clear so I can see it. Do a little hugging on it, and I am going to use that. You're utterly amazing. So that was using the markers to color our stamp. All right, so now we're gonna start assembling. Actually, I'm gonna do one little thing. This is the Wink Estella. Now, I have not used this one, so all I did was remove, oh, I haven't even removed the cap. So this is good. So I've got the little cap on there. I took that off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist, twist, twist until it's tight. And then to get some out, I'm going to see where it says push here. I'm going to start pushing. I like to call it lip gloss for paper. All of a sudden, it's going to start coming out. Here it comes. You can see kind of filling up the chamber. There it is. And typically, I would do that on a piece of paper. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of paint my seaweed here. Just giving it a little shimmer because we're underwater, so it's going to be shimmery. And when it comes time, it'll be to adhere it on, it'll be dry. Okay. So that's our little wing Castella. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of paper towel. Wipe that up. This little ring, you can be thrown away. All right, so now we've got everybody ready. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere. I like to use pop dots or 3 dimensionals. So let's go ahead and use, here we are, the small dimensionals. Actually, let's use the large dimensionals. They give it a little more height. So let's go ahead and use these large dimensionals on here. And I'm going to use some of this around the outside because I want a little bit here and a little here, some on the bottom. It's not a shaker card, but it almost is giving the illusion of a shaker card. And a little bit up here. It's going to put a little bit in these areas. Put in the some of this kind of in between there. Okay, so now I'm pretty much set. So I can go ahead and kind of put my Otterly Amazing. So I have this set. I'm going to take off the ones that are around the inside. And this is only from experience, guys. Didn't do it the way I lined up the back and not the front after I had it stamped on my sample card. Then your Otterly Amazing was kind of off to the side. So I didn't want to quite do that on this one. Learn by my mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. Now you can kind of line it up and use Otterly Amazing. And it's okay if it sticks because we're going to actually add that to our card base. Now we can add our little otter friend in there. And I am going to use my tear tape. Well, actually, no, I'm going to use green glue on this guy. So he's just straight down on there. Now I'm going to attach this to my card base. Now I didn't put anything on the inside. You can add your own message there. So now I'm going to take off the rest of those 3D dimensionals. So we're going to attach this right down. And I'm going to actually put a little bit of tear tape on the back of this so that it's adhered to the card base. All right, so now I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to evenly space this and attach it. I know these guys aren't on yet. That's okay. So we've got our little slots. We're going to come in with some of our green glue. Do a little bit here, there. Okay. And I'm going to tuck in to those spaces. So it looks like it's really coming out. So let's do another one of these, the larger one on the side. Yeah. And that one I did on the bottom one. This one I'm going to do on the more top. Okay. It's really sticky. Add some and the green glue on these guys. So I'm going to stick in the same one. Kind of overlap this one. I'm going to stick in the top. Get it in. And kind of overlap it that way. So we've got those done. We've got some of our jewels, gems, embellishment here. And there's two different colors. So you can use each of the colors. There's a white, a gray, and a teal. So I'm just going to kind of these over some of the lines. They look like little bubbles. And our card is finished. Now, if we want to, we could also stamp on our envelope. There are some cute little fish here. I think these would be really cute to do. So let's just add some cute little fish to our to the front of our card. So this is Calypso Coral. So let's just add some fish. And I'm just kind of making it a little wave on the bottom. All right. So again, that was Calypso Coral on the envelope. Wow, did I make a mess on that one? Woof. All right. I will put that in there so you guys can do that as well. All right. So we've got all of our different pieces of our die cuts that we're going to be using all in a row here, all on a nice little magnetic sheet. So that will be waiting for you in the make and take box. This, if you wanted, it's yours. You could always use it maybe as a seal in the back of the card or the envelope or whatever. But so you have the two different ones using the two different papers. So this is that cute pebble like river rock. So you're utterly amazing. And then this is using the seaweed with the fish, basically the same idea. We just changed up a couple of the patterns. So cute paper. Those are you two make and takes for, or the make and take for this one for Otterly Amazing or for the Otterly paper. I have one more. There's a total of 3 make and takes for this weekend. So, all right, hopefully you're enjoying. Take care.